Hello, everybody out there in YouTubeville. I'm Hans.
I'm Heather.
Oh, Jesus. She's supposed to say I'm Franz, and we had to pump you up. But she's young.
I had no
forgetting.
idea where you were going.
Yes, it's okay. All right. All right.
So we are watching Chills today. First of his
videos
channels.
we've ever watched.
So if you end up liking the videos, please subscribe and like his channel.
Last comment from the last video that won was Donna EXT saying, "Oh my goodness. Yikes. Don't play."
Thank you, Donna, for commenting.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the way she wanted it said, but that's why I went. All right, is everybody ready?
I think so.
This will make...
Well, this is like strange things caught on camera or something.
Scary videos that make you go pale.
Okay.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Make you scream in fright, but this list concentrates on videos that will make you go pale.
This is the guy that Heather hates his voice.
Oh, no.
So great. So great.
No.
I didn't even remember. I didn't even know it was him. This is going to be awesome.
Pale with fear. Number 10. A YouTuber named Ghost Chic believes she has a problem in her home of the paranormal variety. One day her dog just starts patrolling the living room, as if on guard even though there is nothing out of the ordinary and no strange noises. I'm wondering if it is annoyed by something on television, or at something we can't see standing there.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Whatever it is, he seems satisfied that it's gone for now, but then he tries to track it. Meanwhile, notice how the smaller dog doesn't seem to care at all.
Is everything okay?
It's definitely weird, although maybe it could have just been a bug or something, but still that doesn't explain how on a different day, both of her dogs get up to see who's at the door. The door opens and I think I might see a shadow pass through, though it could be the outside light. As soon as she's coming in to see what's wrong, the barely discernible orb passes overhead, unseen to her at the time but caught on camera nonetheless. And when she later goes ghost hunting using a Kinect in the same room, she detects a spirit by the window.
I'm going to pan so you can see that there's no one else over there with her. No one's on my curtain.
Then something eerie happens. So is this a paranormal encounter? Or is this person waving their hand at 38 seconds, also moving it with their hand during this part? I'll let you decide. Number 9.
A person moving a curtain.
I'll let you decide.
Stop it.
Grandma.
Well, I think it was barking at the TV. Now, the second part of it I thought was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But they could hear anything at the door.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like the ones with dogs on. They're usually pretty good videos. Are you ready?
A YouTuber named Shiva the Vlogger goes to an old movie theater in India that is said to be inhabited by something not of our plane of existence. The interior is completely destroyed, as if something has stomped its way through here many times before. Nothing about it feels safe or abandoned, as they make their way from room to demolished room. They move in a hurry and try to record as much as they can as quickly as possible to avoid staying there for long. To be honest, most of the amateur footage is pointed at the ground, but at 7 minutes and 29 seconds they record a strange figure leaning out of the doorway to look at them. I think they probably would have immediately noticed something this big and ran away, so I'm pretty sure it's just a hole in the wall or something. But let me know what you see, and if you think it's a shadow figure like they claim it could have been. Number 8. A report.
So it wasn't a mind seed. They weren't unaware of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Reporter named Nathan Coleman went to buy some fruit, only to find this waiting for him at the bottom of the bag.
A scorpion.
When he lifts the bag up at 16 seconds, you can see by its immediate reaction that the scorpion is alive and alert, tail raised and pincers ready to grab anyone unlucky enough to reach in. One sting and you're definitely going pale. Scariest of all is how at 11 seconds, the bag looks completely normal. You'd never guess what was waiting for you inside. I'm guessing this creeper hitched a ride all the way from South America and somehow managed to get packaged and shipped without getting squished. So if you ever buy bananas in bulk like Nathan does, be sure to give the bag a closer look, but not an extra squeeze. Number 7. The adventurer Abdullah Al-Anbari is back. This time exploring an underground tank that's said to be the place of many experimental rituals. Something happens to his camera at 10 minutes and 10 seconds, immediately followed by this noise. And as the same thing happens again exactly 13 seconds later, which I think indicates a paranormal presence is near. But the strongest evidence occurs when they recite this opening passage and get a terrifying response.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Judging from the spirit's reaction, it sounds like the prayer recital causes its monumental agony. Number
Okay, so they go and they look for ghosts, and then they start saying, you know, Mother, Mother, the Marie.
I start praying.
I'm like, but you wanted the ghost.
Doesn't make any sense, people. It makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
So I don't trust those videos.
I don't either. It seems very mind seed. Very mind seed.
Yes.
6. These deep-sea fishermen are surprised to find a school of fish unlike any they've ever seen before. Ones that can keep their head completely above the water as they swim. I bet from this distance you can't tell what animals these really are, but give me your best guess.
Go.
As they get closer, it kind of looks like driftwood, but it's actually the antlers of deer. Live deer which, for some reason, are stuck out at sea.
Like a goat.
Nobody knows what chased them out there, or how they are still alive. There's absolutely no land around in any direction, and they should have gotten exhausted miles ago. There's absolutely no way for these deers to have reached this point, and yet here they are.
Okay, so there actually is an entire scientific thing, and it's really cool, and I wish I knew and remembered all of it, but I'll give you the little gist. So they put a mouse in a tank to the point of drowning, right? And then they pick it up, and they hold it for a second, and they drop it back in the tank. Well, the mouse continues going a lot further than it would have ever gone, right? Because it believed someone was going to grab it. And I forget what that experiment is. It seems kind of jacked up and just randomly.
Seems?
Kind of.
It is. But I've heard of also videos like those purposely putting the animals in peril and then acting like they're saving them for views.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Number 5. This bat in Indonesia looks as big as a dog from the front, but it's almost all fur. When the sun hits its spread wings at 9 seconds, you can see how bony and freakishly thin it is, which somehow makes it even scarier. Fortunately, this species eats fruit only, but nevertheless, I wouldn't want to run into that thing in the forest. Number 4. There's a place in Niagara Falls, known only as the Screaming Tunnel, a short pathway where a maniac father is said to have huffed out the life of his own daughter in a fit of rage, then accidentally set himself ablaze after spilling oil from his lantern and lighting a match. Ever since this terrible event, the tunnel refuses to hold a flame of any kind. Now a group of friends want to see if the legend is true. This is the first attempt.
Pause it.
At 2 minutes and 6 seconds, there's a spark with no flame. Weird, right? Well, it's about to get a whole lot weirder. With no wind at all. One of them even puts their hands in front just to make sure. They try again.
We're going through this box, dude.
That's not weird. Trust me, it
Still
happens to me
nothing.
all the
I was
freaking
thinking maybe
time.
the matches were wet or something, but no, not at all. I think this match would have stayed lit if they were
Hold it
anywhere
up,
but in the
right,
screaming
or turn
tunnel.
out.
And
You
of
gotta
course,
hold it
once they
sideways.
step outside,
You don't favor them.
Outside the tunnel, the match stays lit up.
and it's not like one of them didn't know how to light a match or something, and another one could. Whoever this is wears a necklace in both shots. It's the same person the whole time. So with this evidence in mind, the only conclusion I can come to is that the screaming tunnel is all too real. Number 3, Trey and Justin of a YouTube channel called The Bell Life are
I'm Hans and I'm Franz, and we're here to pump you up.
Pump you up.
I think that's pump you up.
like to eat a delicacy called the century egg, or so they
Wow.
think, though not really a century old like the name says. This is still an egg that ages for weeks and sometimes months in a solution made of various ingredients including clay, ash, and salt. Leaving the egg in this concoction turns the outside jet black and the middle is a gooey brown green. It is completely congealed and soft to the touch. Practically jelly at this point. There's no way you'd know that this was even an egg unless I told you, let alone if it was safe for human consumption. The moment arrives and Justin and Trey count down. They are big weightlifters, but it only takes the century egg less than 5 seconds to destroy them. So I could only imagine what it would do to you or me.
Maybe we're all not.
He was fine. That
Yeah, as soon as someone else starts saying it, yeah.
guy. Yeah.
A full minute later, one of them goes pale and has to get up fast. I don't think they will be in a hurry to do this again anytime soon. So do you think you have what it takes to eat a century egg whole? After watching this, I can't say I do. Number 2, according to Marisol Cole, this house was built in 1890 and abandoned for decades. She and her friend get a bad feeling as they head up the steps and feel an immense energy weighing them down. As they cross into the kitchen, they find this cold, unsmiling photograph that makes them gasp out loud.
Whoa.
The woman's expression looks pained and worried, as this man is across from her with a slight look of concern as well. Maybe it was just the style at the time to
It's the style,
They had
dude.
the
It's the
style.
style.
They had to stay still for long periods of time to take the photograph.
look serious during a photograph, or maybe something unspeakable happened here to make them look that way. When Marisol leaves, they are surprised to find the door instantly locked behind them, when there should have been no possible way. And when Marisol glances across the street for one last look, she captures this small, sullen face staring back at her in the window. A face which, even from a distance, passingly resembles the photograph of the man they found earlier. So did they move his picture to the window to fake this part? Or do you think it's possible they really saw him? I'm going with the latter. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit subscribe in the next 5 seconds? Because I upload 4 new scary videos every week. If you're curious about what I look like in real life,
It's a cool piece of art.
And I'm not curious about what he looks like in real life.
then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. Number 1. A YouTuber is suspicious about something to do with the king of rock and roll. Look what happens to his hand right here. Is it a motion blur? Or 3 extra long alien-like fingers growing outward like some people are saying it is? Okay, so that alone really isn't solid evidence, but what happens next is just bizarre. Watch his assistant's face as he's coming across Elvis's shoulder. The skin goes green and undergoes a facial metamorphosis
gosh.
in which the eyes become black and rectangular, the nose broad flat,
just
and the
because of
mouth
the
extra
black hair.
wide. I really hope
Camera
this is
sucks
just a
back
camera
then.
glitch, but I've really never seen one like it before, so I can't explain how.
With so many scary videos added to YouTube every day.
Oh, okay. So,
The Elvis thing was a joke. And then that, see reflection in the glass or a face was probably a reflection of some other building and does not look at all like a face.
Yeah, no. So, in closing, make sure to go over to Shell's channel and, as he said, like and subscribe.
If you enjoy watching our reactions or listening to our reactions, please subscribe and like.
Yeah. And I'm Hans.
And I'm Franz.
And we're here to pump you up. Bye.